Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. On a Wednesday, we have two expansions paired up, and this time it's Seaside and Prosperity. So we have some duration cards from Seaside, some cards interacting with VP tokens like investment from Prosperity, and also two cards that yeah, depend on what you have in play and whether you can buy them and for which price you can buy them. So certainly an interesting kingdom, and I'm going to hide myself so you can see that Lighthouse costs only 2 and lets you be unaffected by opponent's attacks, although in this one there are no attacks that could be blocked with Lighthouse. Nonetheless, getting a coin this turn and at the start of next turn might be a nice effect, and also having some lighthouses or generally durations in play might be nice to lower costs of peddlers, so you can buy them for cheap during a buy phase. And so that's that. And we have some village and city and workers village. Workers village peddler, also a nice inset prosperity synergy where you get a few workers villages, they give you the buys, and then you can pick up a lot of peddlers for cheap. Then there is the synergy of vault and grand market. Essentially, vault allows you to discard all of your cards for money, and grand market cares if you put coppers into play before you buy stuff. And if you just discard your coppers and turn them into money that way, you can easily afford a grand market just off of a normal 5-card hand, just discarding 6 cards. So that is something that might come up. Outpost, also a strong duration extra turn giver, and we can boost its reliability a bit with Caravan. Then there's Smugglers, also a relevant card, might be disincentivizing your opponent from buying nice cards, but also here there's Peddler that the opponent could switch to if they know you have a Smugglers coming up. So I don't see us getting lots of Smugglers early on until the Peddlers are gone, but still they might be an interesting thing to go for. Investment is the only trashing, but it's fine trashing, I would say. And that wraps up the discussion of the cards. You can see a kingdom plot here. A nice, well-rounded kingdom. Lots of alt VP, especially due to Colony and Platina being around. Platinum's treasure costing 9, giving you 5 money on play, and Colonies being those 10 victory point victory cards. And yeah, I mean, investment thinning, some draw via city, via vault. Like city, if the peddlers are down, they will give you draw. Caravan is also a nice-ish draw or a supplementary draw. And yeah, 2 villages at our disposal, nice and well-rounded. So you certainly want to build here. What do you want to open with is the question. I think both on the 5-2 and on the 4-3, you just open investment Lighthouse. I thought about this a bit, but you could also, I guess, go investment silver on the 4-3, but you don't really want to hit big numbers early on. I mean, I guess it's nice to hit 5 for an early outpost, just to cycle a bit. It's essentially a smithy with a plus buy slapped onto it early on, I would say. But you don't really need to hit 5. What you really want to hit is 4, and in the best case, you hit 4 twice on the reshuffle. Maybe for sure you want to pick up a second investment to get trashing more quickly, and then maybe a caravan or a workers village. Although I think I prefer the caravan at first, like the first 2 fours might be investment caravan, and only then followed up by a workers village, just to get the cycling going to move through your deck very quickly. And so for that reason, I think Lighthouse is better than Silver, and thus also you're not too unhappy with the 5-2. On the 5-2, you could also go for Lighthouse Vault. I don't think it's out of the picture, but the problem about that opening is that you really want to get trashing early with investment, and I mean the vault is going to enable you to pick up a grand market, but you're not guaranteed to hit 4 on the other hand, and if you don't, then you're really in a pickle. And thus, I don't know. I think I like the maximizing the chances of trashing with investment early on. So let's go for that. Let's pretend we have the 2-5 and just buy the lighthouse, buy an investment. And this is looking great. We hit 4 here, so we buy our second investment, and we hit 4 again, and thus we can buy the caravan as laid out earlier. And we hit 4 once again, we even hit 5 here, so we could think about going for that outpost, and I think it's already time for an outpost. Like, it's just going to help us see our investments more often, and yeah, I don't know. The question is, what are we going to pick up here? And I think the answer to that is just another caravan. We'll hit 4 again for Workers' Village, and thus, yeah, that should be also fine to hit. And here, this is an amazing draw, as we will get to pick up another Workers' Village, I guess, or our first Workers' Village. Although, what do we have down there? We have 2 investments and no caravan. Just 2 investments. Does that change anything about how we want to approach this? I believe no. Maybe it's better to still just add another caravan. Because we really just want to see as much of our deck as possible. And like the Workers' Village is a tiny bit greedier. Yeah, let's go for the caravan for now. And just trash out those. And having all of those duration cards in play is of course amazing because it allows us to pick up a peddler for naught, essentially. We don't have any caravans coming up here, but we will find some of them on the next turn, and we should be able to buy a workers' village soon-ish. I think for now we're still fine just adding that. I bought a city. We are not going to draw back to this shuffle, so actually maybe it's I think we're going fine enough that we can be a bit greedy and just not trash a copper here and just go for this workers village finally. And yeah, actually we might have put too many caravans in play here. I should have thought about this a bit longer, because having all those caravans in play means that during our outpost turn on the next turn we won't have any in play. But on the other hand, this means that we are very likely to draw back to the outpost. And do we add a caravan or a workers village? Again, the same reasoning. Either we are a bit greedier and go for the workers village, which will allow us to pick up peddlers, or we go for some more reliability. I think at this point, with 3 caravans incoming, we can be a bit greedier and go for that. And nice, our outpost does not bottom deck, so we can just trash here. Do we want to trash this investment just to have one fewer card that we have to draw during our outpost turn? I believe we don't want to trash it yet, but we could, I don't know. And here, what we could add is something like Vault Peddler, or yeah, I think Vault Peddler seems to be the way to go, just because this might mean that we draw a bit better here. And yeah, just drawing these 2 cards is great. We will probably get to trash 2 cards here. And yeah, even get to the end of this shuffle. That's amazing. I think we can trash this investment here. Although, if we do just go for the +1 coin, we get to pick up a grand market alongside those 2 peddlers, so that's slightly better. Again, it's not great that we had to play all of the caravans on our outpost turn. I would rather have them played on our non-outpost turn, but there's only so much we can do. And yeah, we get to pick up all this great stuff. And I forgot about the vault, but I guess we might as well play it. Discard 3 cards that are not the peddlers, and then draw back around to them for some extra money. I'm not even sure we're going to need the extra money here. And now there's a question of whether we want to trash this lighthouse. I think it's fine if we don't trash it for now, but maybe later on we might want to think about that. And here we just trash this other investment. And now we have just the 2 stop cards, let's say in Vault and Investment, in here. So we could add a third one, especially if we pair up the Vault with a Workers' Village, we will be able to draw back through it. Or we just add 2 times Grand Market and 2 times Peddler. Like I was thinking about a Platinum. A Platinum is slightly more payload right away, but yeah, let's be conservative and just go for those Peddlers. And this seems to have been the correct decision, as we will just draw around through all of our cantrips, but we can't play the Vault now. And I guess, yeah, I guess we just discard those 2 caravans. We don't need to play them anyways, and we might as well discard this investment. I think we're just going to, or wait, I think this is the way to go. We discard those 3 and have them be money and just get rid of this investment, get it out of our deck. And or no, actually I think given the low amount of stop cards, like the lighthouse, outpost, and then I guess the vault, we can be greedy. We can be rather greedy and just go for platinum and peddler, like 2 platinum and a peddler. And with the incoming caravan, we should be able to draw on the next turn. And yeah, things are going really, really nicely. We did activate the cities for AI here, but I mean, what is it going to do? We have so much payload in our deck. And maybe if AI buys a Grand Market now, then I would have said we could go for smugglers that we then play on our outpost turn, because the smugglers always considers the last turn of your opponent. So even if you yourself have 2 consecutive turns via outposts, you will be able to smuggle whatever they gained last. But platinum costs more than 6, so we won't be able to smuggle it. And yeah, here we did find this workers' village, which is very nice, and get to discard 2 cards and draw into them. And I think it's time for both the investment and the lighthouse to go. Like they're just stop cards that would be nicer to replace with Platina as stop cards. So we end our actions, just trash this for a victory point. And now we have 2 incoming caravans, and we have 2 stop cards in the Platina. I think we're fine as long as we don't overdo it with the Platina. I think we can add 2 and maybe a city with that for some reliability. Or are we greedy and add a Grand Market? In that case, we would need to find first Workers' Village and then Vault to draw back around. No, let's be a bit conservative and just go for a city and end our buys here. And that's looking really nice. We found the city, and we can turn our overdraw into some money with the vault. So we're not even losing out on that much money. Now we have 6 buys remaining. We will have 6 cards, so we can, I guess, add 1 more stop card in a platinum. Actually, let's just be really greedy here and add Just a bunch of good stuff. 2 platina is fine if we add a city with that. And then maybe 2 workers' villages just for some extra buys. And yeah, we should start with this 6-card hand here. And have gotten our caravans to a nice balance in that we have 1 played during our outpost turn, 2 played during our normal turn, so the outpost turn starts with 5 cards. And yeah, I mean, it is buying a colony here, but if everything goes right on those turns now, we should be able to do nice stuff. Let's see what we draw. I mean, now our greediness is kind of showing in that we only find this vault glass. Now, what is the last card there? Man, I should have paid better attention. I did not. I should be able to know what the last card is. I believe it's a workers' village, looking at what we have in play, so I guess the workers' village we could leave on top. We could also draw it and get 1 more coin. Let's see how much money we have. And 46 money is a lot. I think what we could do, what would be funny, is we could just say, okay, we just go for all of those cities and activate their second mode, so we get plus buys also off of them. And this would add 6 money and 7, 8 money with these cities here. So we would have and actually some more money via the vaults, and then we could go for the platinum pile on our next turn. I think that's just too much fun to not do. I mean, this is objectively not the way to go. Um, it is insanely stupid in any like we could even dud next turn with those 6 platina and just the vault. And although no, I think we're guaranteed to not dud with the workers village top decked. No, we have 7 platina now. So yeah, we could dud next turn, and it would be an incredibly stupid way to lose this one. But I think it's just too much fun to not do. And also with all of those cities, we are adding some reliability, some ways to draw. And yeah, can indeed go for that fabled platinum pile and the vault, of course, bottom decks. And yeah, what do we discard here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 cards that we can redraw with the thingy. And AI gets to discard as well. Now we have 18 buys, 67 money. And yeah, I mean, this is almost enough to buy, like it's only 10 money short to buy all of the remaining colonies. I mean, we could buy like 6 colonies and 10 curses, which would also be funny. But it's, I think, much more stylish to pile out the platina as the 3rd pile. And yeah, go for this weird platinum pile out. And that wraps up this game, and this was only 12 turns. I mean, it went insanely well. Not going to lie, I think everything that I wanted to happen happened on the turn 3 and turn 4. We did see the initial investment. We hit 4 twice, and our lighthouse was in our turn 4 hand, I believe, so it missed the shuffle, which is also not too bad. And then we saw the outpost early. Yeah, this just went really smoothly. Just for curiosity, if we hadn't piled the platina there, um, what else could we have done? Could we have, I guess we could have just emptied the provinces, which also have been funny. What is the maximum points we could have scored? Probably just a bunch of those, and then go for the estates. Yeah, it's probably more points than going for the curses. Yeah, 52 points, slightly more than if we had piled the provinces. and yeah, just fun stuff to think about. But yeah, I think what's really important here is to get the caravan stuff going first, then pivot into the workers' village stuff, then go for the peddlers, maybe add this vault or not, but just be careful to not add too many stop cards to your deck, so you can keep drawing everything both on your main turn and your outpost turn, essentially having you have 2 full turns insanely quickly. And yeah, I think that wraps up. We can even buy some victory coppers. That wraps up this video, 20 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this one, and let's quickly discuss AI's sadness of a deck. I think the most important card missing here is Outpost, but yeah, I don't know what it did there. No real resistance by AI there. Anyways, sorry. Yeah. With that, I'll leave it here and I will try to catch you in the next one. And until then, goodbye.